What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Carl and Jacquice show.
I'm Carl.
And I'm Jacquice. And tonight we have a very exciting show for you. Let's talk about it. What are we getting into tonight, Carl?
Well, tonight we have a question, actually a situation brought to you by one of our subscribers. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
The situation is titled Relationships. And it reads, it seems as though my BF and I cannot agree on the direction of our relationship. He sees it as fine. I want to establish goals in the relationship. He says, let's just have fun. How can a solution be found? You want to start with this one?
So many questions.
So many questions. And I have so many answers.
Like a lot of questions.
You want to break it down?
Yes.
All right, let's start from the beginning. It seems as though my boyfriend and I cannot agree on the direction of our relationship. He sees it as fine. We can stop there. They can't agree on the direction of their relationship. That's a problem. He thinks it's fine. So that at least means that they're talking about it and he is okay with the way it is. But if he's okay with the way it is, what does that mean for her?
She's not okay with the way that it is based on the situation of the question.
Right.
And if it's not okay, then it sounds to me like there's some decisions that need to be made.
I agree. All right. And so then the next portion is I want to have established goals in the relationship. So that's good. You have goals or you want goals. You have aspirations for the relationship. This is good things. However, he is set on I like things the way they are.
And I'm good with just having fun.
So what's the first thing that we learned on this show? You cannot change somebody. You cannot make them want what you want them to want. They like what they like. They love what they love. They want what they want. People, you can't change people. So trying to change them will be fleeting. But being honest about how you feel and what you want and what your goals are, it's absolutely in bounds. It's perfect. You should absolutely always do that.
Right. I need to unpack this statement though, because I want to establish goals in the relationship and he sees it as fine. What does that exactly mean? What goals are you setting for your relationship?
Well, the next line was, he says, let's just have fun.
So that to me says that this is someone who is in a relationship with you and you want commitment and this person does not want a real commitment. And by commitment, it sounds like marriage. You're interested in marriage and this person doesn't really sound like he's gearing or heading in that direction. So again, I say it sounds like there is a decision that needs to be made. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you should leave your boyfriend or you should break up with him or anything crazy like that. That's not my place. However, if you have standards and expectations for your life and you're with someone who does not seem to be going in the same direction as you, you have every right to make a decision and leave that relationship if that's what you choose to do. Because what you don't want to do is waste your time. If this person is not serious, if this person is not interested in marriage and you know that's what you want to do, you have to ask yourself, how long am I willing to stay around while with this relationship that's basically going nowhere because this person just wants to have fun? That's for children. If you're thinking about marriage and they're not, have a conversation. It's time to make a decision. You have expectations, you have standards, stand on that. Don't let anybody cause you to waver in your standards or in your expectations. Now, is it necessary for you to give ultimatums or anything like that? I don't think so. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with it. But it's definitely okay for you to have standards for yourself. It's absolutely okay for you to have expectations and make them clear. And if the person that you're with is not willing, then you have a decision to make, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I just want to touch on the portion that you spoke of, the ultimatums. And I want to make sure that it's really clear that giving someone an ultimatum is not a good idea, for the simple fact that some people will take that ultimatum and not answer it honestly. Some people will leave the situation just because you gave them an ultimatum, and you'll never find out if they really wanted to go to the next level with you or not, because that's an aggressive way of trying to get someone to understand how you feel. And so putting someone in a box like, if you love me, or do you do this or don't, and it's like, whoa, what's all of this, you know? So that kind of situation, you definitely want to stay away from ultimatums. But as far as the question at hand, I think it's important that you have a serious conversation and be very specific about what you want. You said that you want to
establish goals.
Establish goals. I want to have established goals in a relationship. Okay, the only person you can establish those goals with is the person you're in the relationship with. So I would say, sincerely attempt to sit down and have this conversation and say, hey, this is what I want. This is where I want us to go. And I can see myself being with you in this way. Is this something that you see happening with me? And if that person's response is no, then you have to decide what you want to do. But don't give them the, if you say the wrong thing, I'm out of here. That's not how you want to do it. Just keep it real. Straight to the point. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. I'm approaching this stage in my life. And as I go into this next stage in my life, this is what I want to have accomplished. And this is where I want to be in this stage of my life. And I want you to be there. And if that person can't capitulate, then it may be time to move on. I would say it's time to move on.
I agree. And I would say also that you need to prepare yourself before you have that conversation, because you may not get the answer that you want. And so you need to be prepared to make a tough decision, because you may want to stay because you really like this person, or you really in love with this person, and you want to be with them, but they don't want you in the same way. So you have to be strong enough to choose yourself and walk away in that situation, because the longer you spend time in a relationship with a person who doesn't really want to be committed to you in that way, you're wasting your time, and the person that God really has for you is out there somewhere passing you by because you look like you're spoken for, but you're not even getting all that you desire out of your relationship. On another note, you have to also consider, if this person does not want to be committed to you in that way, you have to ask yourself, or even ask him, why? Is this something that you're doing or not doing that is not allowing him to commit to you in that way? Do you see yourself as wife material and that person does not? Like, what is it that they're looking for that you don't have to offer? They still want to be in a relationship with you, but they don't want to marry you. Why? You have to find out the why.
That's good too. I like that. You may think you're wifey material, but maybe you're not his wife.
Him.
Maybe you're not his wifey material.
Right.
You know, or maybe there's a certain place where he would like for you to be in before he can consider you wifey material. Because that thing goes both ways. Usually it's the man that isn't ready, and the wife to be is like, come on, man, get your stuff together so we can jump this broom, man, grow up. But it may be the other way around. It may be some things that she has to change or go through or progress in before he's ready to say, she's my one and only. So, like I said, conversations need to be had. Conversations need to be had. So, but I like that. I didn't even think about that part.
I mean, I'm a strong believer in having these type of conversations early.
Yeah, well,
like we already discussed that. You know, like I wasn't even thinking about marriage. That wasn't even on my mind, let alone a boyfriend. Like my head wasn't even in that space when I met Carl. Right. However, I had the conscious enough mind to know that, okay, like it's certain things that we need to absolutely discuss just based on the different things that I've witnessed over my lifetime.
And a lot of that had to do with the fact that you did not want a boyfriend. So I think that might have gone into the reason why we had such an in-depth conversation. Like, I don't want a boyfriend, right? Tell me why. You worth my time.
But it wasn't even that I didn't want a boyfriend. I didn't have time for a boyfriend. Like, I was so focused. Like, a boy was not on my mind. Like, it was so far all the way in the back somewhere. Like, if it happened, it happened. But it have to, like, really be an act of God. Because when I tell you that I could have been going out with people, I could have. But I just really was not that girl. Like, I was at work, I was at church, and I was studying. Like, that was my life.
Yeah.
I was focused.
Yeah.
But true. When I did sit down and have a date with somebody after umpteen years, okay, look what my conversation was like.
Where is this going? It's the first date, but where is this going?
I mean, it's important stuff. So back to the conversation. It's definitely something important to make sure you talk to people about at the beginning of your relationship. You don't want to get invested in something and you not really know what this person's intentions are. You need to know what their expectations are, period. And they need to know what yours are. And then somewhere down the line in this relationship, y'all really need to establish, what are your intentions with me? Do you want to marry me? I don't like the idea of asking a man that question. However, if you're in a relationship for extended period of time, years and years and years and years, or even vice versa, the other way around,
or if it's months. Some people may feel like, if I've been kicking it with you for 3 or 4 or 5 months, I want to know where this is going. I don't just want to have like a long fling. I'm an adult. I want to be in a committed relationship with someone that I can trust and someone that I can lean on and that can lean on me. Even if you've been together for just a few months. If you're at that point where you're like, okay, I like this person, I want something long term, then that's a good time to have that conversation too. So you don't have to spend years together. So there's no time frame where it's too early to say, where is this going? I can see myself being in a committed, serious relationship with you. Is that what you want from me? Or do you just want to have fun? Because if you just want to have fun, I don't know how much longer I can just have fun with you before I want to set anchor and stop this boat.
That's definitely true.
Cool.
Right. So to answer the actual question, how can a solution be found? The solution is found with you, because you and your boyfriend are not on the same page. So like we said, you have to have a conversation. You have to go into that conversation knowing what your expectations are and what your standards are for yourself. If at the end of that conversation, you don't feel like that relationship is going to meet those standards or those expectations, you have a decision that you need to make. And I feel that you should stand on your standards and your expectations. But make sure that you've given them a lot of thought and they're not unrealistic expectations or standards, because you don't want to put yourself in that box.
I agree. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And most of all, share. You gotta share. What's good news if you don't share it with the peoples? All of the peoples.
All right, Carl, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on Instagram at the Carland Show, on Facebook with the same name, and on Twitter at carlandjacquice. If you have questions like the video that you just saw, please send them to askcarlandjacquice@gmail.com, or you can text us at 352-577-CARL.
Remember, guys, God loves you, so love yourself first so that you can effectively love someone else. Be blessed.
Enjoy yourselves.